Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode of Cooking with Kirby, we're gonna be doing some Mexican barbecue. I got some chicken, and I got an awesome adobo seasoning that goes perfect with pretty much anything. So no further ado, let's get into the recipe.
The seasoning that we're gonna be using for this recipe is my Mexican adobo seasoning. This is a fantastic seasoning. It goes great on almost anything. I will leave all of the information for this video so that we can get that recipe. Now all we gotta do is just season up our chicken. I like to get a good coating on this. This doesn't have a whole lot of sodium on there, so I like to kind of pack it on there. Let those spices just get all over the chicken. And to give it even more depth of flavor, pull back the skin of the chicken and then season it from there. I do this in many different ways. This way it gives you kind of like a dry skin, you know, a drier seasoning. But I even throw a splash of lime juice or lemon juice on there, let that sit for a little bit, then I'll add my rub. But either way, it comes out great. This is a fantastic seasoning. Once you have your chicken all seasoned up, go ahead and let it sit for about 30 minutes to about an hour. For this cook, I'm gonna just take about a half of a chimney of charcoal briquettes and I'm gonna get them lit. Now what I'm gonna be using mainly is lump charcoal. The Sonoran brand lump charcoal is what I like to use. It's pretty dominant in my area. I can find it in pretty much most stores. That is my go-to brand of charcoal, and to be honest, I'm gonna be using my offset, so these big chunks of mesquite lump is gonna just work out perfect for this cook. Now I'm gonna be using about a few big chunks of that mesquite lump, get them started, and I'm also gonna throw in just one chunk of cherry and apple wood. Chicken takes on smoke really easy, so we're only gonna add in our flavor chunks one time throughout this cook. To regulate the temperature on this smoker, we're gonna go ahead and close it down just a tad bit on the damper. And we're gonna try to keep that smokestack as open as possible. As you can see, we got a nice clear smoke coming out of the smokestack. And this kept the temperature around 280-ish degrees. It was more towards that 275 marker, but we're right on the money. This is where I like to cook chicken at. Once you see the temperatures of your smoker staying steady, let's go ahead and get our chicken on the grill. Now we have a lot of space on this smoker, so make sure that you go ahead and have everything spread out evenly. You want even cook time on these chickens. Now close up your smoker and let it go for about 45 minutes to about an hour. And we're gonna go ahead and rehydrate that skin with just a little bit of water. You can use apple juice, you can use chicken broth, whatever your choice is, but kind of rehydrate it. That skin pulls back really quick. And if you need more fuel, just go ahead and add some more chunks of mesquite lump or your favorite lump charcoal. About every hour is when you'll need to add a little bit more fuel to your smoker. Now that's the reason why I like mesquite wood lumps, is because you get big chunks and sometimes they're big enough where all you need is just one chunk and that'll keep your smoker fueled. So go ahead and let it light just a little bit, close it up and continue cooking. Now this is personal preference. About every 45 minutes I spritz just to kind of, you know, moisten up that skin. Now if you want it drier, just by all means, just let it go. After a few hours, you want to start checking temperatures. Me, I like to have chicken about 175 degrees, but if it looks good and it's 165, go ahead and take it off the grill.
This right here is all you need with this. Get you a side of beans and a side of rice, a tortilla, and you gotta have some salsa. No matter what favorite salsa you like, you gotta have a good salsa with it. Now me, I like to pick at it just by getting the tortilla, ripping it apart, and then I'll put on a little bit of the salsa on there. This salsa, I have it in my Mexican playlist. Just dab a little bit wherever you're gonna be getting it at. And then of course you need a dash of lime. Get you a nice chunk of meat, put a little bit of lime on there. Cheers, y'all. I want to try out the skin though. It's my favorite part. That's where it has most of the seasoning at. That's what I'm talking about. Smoky, flavorful, good flavor. It's got a little kick to it because it has a ground chipotle in there. But the meat is nice and tender, just super juicy. I mean, look at this chicken. Just completely fall apart. I love doing chicken like this. You can do this in the oven. You don't have to have a big smoker like I do. You can do this on the Weber kettle. If you got a pellet grill, same concept. If you want to do this in the oven, just put it in the oven for 350 degrees. Check it in about 45 minutes. It should be done within about an hour. But usually If you got a good oven, they should be done around 45 minutes. Now this chicken staying around 275 degrees, it cooked in about 2.5 hours. But go by temperature, don't go by time. Make sure that you get your chicken up to at least 165 degrees. That's when chicken is completely cooked. But thigh is a little forgiving. I like to cook it just a little bit more, about 175. If it's looking good at 170, got a nice, crunchy skin to it, a little dry on there. And if it temps at 170, by all means, go ahead and pull it. Let me know what you think about this cook in the comment section. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. And I'll leave the link to the adobo seasoning video. It's a phenomenal seasoning. I use it on pretty much anything, seafood, pork, chicken, beef. It's a good seasoning to have in your arsenal. And it's easy to make and it tastes good. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.